This is an introduction to ACTFL Proficiency Guidelines for Speaking. Understanding the proficiency guidelines will help you to create lessons that'll take your learners to the next proficiency level. There are three modes of communication: interpersonal, interpretive, and presentational. ACTFL Proficiency Guideline for Speaking focuses on the interpersonal communication between two or more people. Interpretive communication is for receiving the information through listening and reading. Presentational communication is one way, writing or speaking. Interpersonal communication is spontaneous communication between two or more people. Performing rehearsed material is not considered interpersonal communication. Although role-play looks like a communication or interaction between people, it is not interpersonal communication. A pre-planned, rehearsed performance is in the presentational mode of communication. Let's take a look at the ACTFL Proficiency Scale. This diagram shows an overview of the ACTFL Proficiency Scale. The inverted pyramid shows that the speakers of higher level can do what the speakers of lower level can. Let's look at functions, or what learners can do. Superior speakers can communicate from concrete and abstract perspectives in formal and informal setting. They can form opinions and hypotheses. Advanced speakers can narrate and describe. They can also speak in major time frames: past, present, and future. Intermediate speakers can create with language and ask questions. Novice speakers can communicate with short messages and highly predictable everyday content directly affecting them. They can also create lists. Let's take a look at text type. Superior speakers can form several cohesive paragraphs. Advanced speakers can produce one to several paragraphs. Paragraph means that when sentences in a paragraph are reorganized, they do not convey the same meaning. For example, when you tell a story with a beginning, middle, and end, you do not make sense when you reorganize the order. Intermediate speakers speak in a sentence or loosely connected sentences. Novice speakers list words, repeat what they just heard, or reproduced memorized phrases. Reciting memorized text belongs at the novice level, although it may be in multiple sentences. Let's move on to comprehensibility. Superior speakers produce no pattern of errors. They're understood by native speakers who are unaccustomed to language learners. Advanced speakers are understood by native speakers who are unaccustomed to language learners. Intermediate speakers are understood by native speakers who are accustomed to language learners, which means that it takes effort on the part of listeners to understand them. Novice speakers may be difficult to be understood by native speakers who are accustomed to language learners, which means that there may be miscommunication. Note that teachers should not seek for error-free communication. Even superior speakers make sporadic errors. Their errors, however, do not interfere communication. Novice, intermediate, and advanced levels also have sub-levels. For each level, high means that speakers demonstrate characteristics of the next level most of the time, but they cannot sustain it. Mid means that speakers produce strong quality and quantity. They speak comfortably in the level. Low means that their performance minimally meets the criteria for the level. Note that there are no sub-levels for the superior level. I encourage you to assess your language learners' performance holistically and think about how to take their performance to the next level.